Peace, love, and light to my beautiful people out there tuning in today. I am here with a short lecture on vegan talk and how they always trying to comfort us, y'all. Like, why they always trying to question us and how we feel and question our health. But jumping right into it. Oh yeah, before I start, I want to pay homages to RFG Chosen One. He was the original source of this energy. I'm sorry, not the energy. The original source of this information. He informed me on a lot of this information, and he basically drove my point home and basically confirmed how I really felt about not eating meat and turning over to the vegetarian slash vegan side of the road. But anyways, now I want to start off by saying I was at work and I just had people be like coming up to me and be just not necessarily being rude, but like questioning my eating habits and how I felt on the inside. Like, they would just say little things like, "Oh, you don't even get protein from vegetables, or you can't get protein just from vegetables. I know you lacking protein. You need to eat meat. Like, you need to eat milk or drink milk to get your protein, or you need like to feel stronger." Because I'm not I've been vegan for a couple of 7 months, I want to say, and it has slimmed me down a lot. And they'll see me and they'll just be like, "You need to eat. It's that vegetarian lifestyle that's got you feeling like that or looking like that." They just basically try to down you because of their lack of understanding of why I stopped eating meat. Instead of asking me, they rather enforce their opinion on me and make me feel bad. But looking at the brighter side, I am here to inform both the meat eaters and the vegans on what the hell is really going on. Okay? Anyways, so the number one argument, I like this straight off the dome. The number one argument is we don't get enough protein. We don't get enough minerals. We don't get enough amino acids. What the hell is an amino acid? Now, for starters, let's just point out the key elements of an amino acid, which is all of the 4 carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Now, I'm going to repeat that one more time. The key elements of an amino acid are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. And plants that are grown are the biggest producers of all of the 4 carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen. They're the biggest producers of all of the 4. So, cows are herbivores. Now, cows have strength, don't they? Cows have minerals. Cows have amino acids. Cows get protein, don't they? Because in order for me, quote unquote, as the argument that I have to fight off every day, I don't have enough protein. But cows supply the meat eaters with the right amount of protein. Am I right? So where do they get their protein? Anyways, basically what they're saying is, I don't eat meat, so I'm not getting protein. Now, if you guys are eating these meats that are eating these proteins, that's quote unquote how y'all are getting y'all proteins. So if I'm eating the organic mineral of protein, then what's the problem? What's the problem if I'm eating grass, or whatever they like to say? You eat grass, you eat leaves. But listen, if I'm eating all of this green, and the cow is eating green, and that's where you guys are getting your protein, am I not getting protein? Anyways, moving forward, protein technically doesn't exist. It's like another word for minerals, which brings me back to my key elements of amino acids. But That's just a fancy word for protein. But anyways, moving forward. So what happens when you just per se do eat meat, or when you are a meat eater, and you intake these different oh, what can we call it? You intake these different parasites, I want to say. Basically, when you eat these meats, you liquefy it in your mouth, and then it goes through your stomach, which is then digested by your intestines. Then your intestines basically pulls out the key elements, the key minerals, rather, into your bloodstream, which is from the animals. You guys seeing a connection here? Your intestines is trying to pull out the minerals from the meat that you are taking, that you liquefied, which went into your bloodstream, or I'm sorry, which went into your stomach, then into your intestines, which your intestines is fighting out to get these minerals. So after your bloodstream, after your intestine, sorry, pulls out these key minerals, then it then goes into your bloodstream. So now you're intaking the DNA from the cow, as well as the parasites from the cow on a spiritual level, the energy from the cow. Who knows what happened to the cow before it was seasoned and fried? You know what I'm saying? Like, these animals are being tortured and placed in these small farms or even butcher houses, and then scared and fear, maybe even starving, and right before they are being tranquilized, or however they're killed, I'm not sure. um they are in fear. So whatever they are feeling, that's what you're gonna feel once your body intakes that meat, or that whatever it is that you eat, pork, beef, um liver, whatever. Moving forward, the hormones of the from the animals that were eaten is now placed into your body, which makes you more branded to be an animal. You're more like an animal now because you are enduring these DNA particles into your bloodstream, if you get what I'm saying. So, not to mention, you're not just taking their DNA, their energy, you're also harming yourself. You are basically putting these parasites into your body, because if you don't know, the meat, the slabs of meat rots. They rot weeks before they are being sent to the stores, and then they're packaged up, and then they sit for weeks more, which is why expiration dates exist. But they just sit and they sit and they sit and they sit before they actually make it to your plate. Now imagine all of the parasites, not even before you they make it to this, not even while at the store, but before they make it to the store. While it's sat at these butcher shops and basically just aged, because sometimes they like to age their meats. I don't know why, but I'm not gonna try to find out. But they age the meats, and then they send them out and they ship them out to the stores, and then the stores gotta get the truck, and then they have to wait another couple of weeks before somebody then buys it. Long story short, these parasites grow on the meats, and just from that process alone is what causes clogged colons and clogged arteries and even cancer. That's why a lot of meat eaters, they're more prone to having cancer because of what's in the meat. I'll go further into that in a second, but basically the parasites that are just sitting on these meats that are forming on these meats over time is broken up by your intestines and put into your bloodstream and basically attaching or feasting off of your inner cells. But the maggots and the maggots eggs, before you cook it, it doesn't, the maggots that you see basically before, it doesn't necessarily go away when you cook it. It just turns into microorganisms basically, because it still exists. It's not, it doesn't, you don't cook it away, but it's even more minute and less visible. And for the people who eat sushi out there, I know there's a lot of sushi eaters who eat the raw meat, even the steak eaters who like the what is it, rare, or I don't know what they call it, but it's like rare done, or when they like some of the middle like bloody, I don't know. For the people like that, they are, anyone who eats sushi, they are more than likely um they more than likely have parasites within them, more than likely. And sushi eaters, they have the roundworms within them, and the pork eaters tend to have tapeworms. The beef eaters have the microscopic worms, and both pork and beef tampers with your brain cells, guys. All meats actually, and basically the hormones that controls your thought process is what is being affected by all of these meats. So, yeah, for the people who wants to basically drag down the vegetarians and make them feel as though they are harming themselves, actually aren't harming themselves. They are um, amplifying their energy and their auras and their blood levels. They're not injecting themselves with parasites and unnatural things of that were GMO or created by someone else or tampered with before put onto a plate. Even though they are coming for our vegetables and our fruit, for my vegan people out there, even though they are like tampering with them and creating seedless grapes and seedless watermelons and so on and so forth. Um, Fruits and vegetables is the best way. Simply, there's no way around it. Period. Point blank. Anyways, I was looking at this, and this just like it saddened me because it's just like they take every single part of the animal and they use it. They got the rib, the short rib, the rump, the chuck, the brisket, and I was doing some research on the animal and the factory, like the butcher shops and stuff. They have to use every single part of the meat because it's more expensive economically to dispose of the certain parts of the animals, per se the head. If they was to cut off the head and use all of this and send this off to a or basically preserve it, um and if they were to try to throw away the head, that would cost more than sending the head off as well or preserving the head. Now that's why they have cow tongue or cow ears, and you see all of these different parts of the cows in the meat houses. Growing up, I used to see like some of the craziest things, like the parts of the cows that they would eat. Even some of the cow I don't know what these are called. I forgot what they were called. Like I would see certain parts of the animals, and I would just say, who's gonna eat that? But they have to do that because it's almost like it's more expensive disposing it than just simply making more profit off of it, which is a win-win for them, which is just disgusting. But this is the things that the meat eaters want to intake, and because of the taste of it and the season, they are blinded to the fact that they are being tampered with and they are being poisoned by these different meats that they intake. And it actually is, I mentioned this already, but it actually is harming you spiritually, physically, and mentally. It is definitely um, harming the hormones in your brain, and which was saddening because it's just like these people are being tricked into this taste, but it's actually killing our people. And so it's very sad, but it's the truth. The truth is just the truth. And speaking back on cancer, bringing back that subject, I know I'm kind of hip hopping out everywhere, but the cancer that is formed, all meat has cancer causing cognizants in them. All meats have cancer causing cognizants in them. So basically, when I say that, I say this: if you are a cell, guys, right? If we are cells, people, the melanated race, if you are a cell and an animal is a cell, if a cell is enduring a cell, what will happen? What will happen is one of the cells will begin to eat at the other cell, which then causes cancer. So if a cell eats a cell, it will cause friction, fraction, disturbance, and it will eat at the cell because it's microcosms of the macrocosms. People, we aren't supposed to be eating other cells. We aren't supposed to be enduring other DNA particles of another living being, which is happening now. We have the meat eaters. I was looking into it, and it's just like people are eating people, and people are. It's bad enough that we are eating animals. People are beginning to eat people, and it's all backwards, guys. It's all backwards, and it's just terrible. But it's like the people who don't see the truth, they want to bring down the people who do see the truth, or they want to try to stop them, turn them around, or make them feel bad, you know? But basically, we are microcosms of the macrocosm. We aren't supposed to be eating other cells, and by us intaking this animal DNA, it goes into our body, a cell, and taking another cell, which our cells is eating at those cells, or those cells are eating at our cells, rather, and then causes cancer. So all of these different parasites that are simplifying into a nice piece of chicken or a nice steak, you're doing more harm than help, basically. And if you get my whole concept, I'm basically saying that if you want to be a better you physically, mentally, emotionally, because it affects you in every which way. Everything is energy. So if you intake these different energies, you intake these different parasites, and they are feeding at your cells, they are feeding at your energy, and or rather maneuvering with your energy, and causing unbalancing and just chaos, then that's where we basically have a problem. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up my lecture. I just wanted to touch on some of the minute facts of the amino acids, the key elements, the nutrients and the proteins, and the different ways or forms of receiving the true key organic, and how it isn't harming you because you are vegan, or because you don't eat meat, or because you don't want to intake another energy or another parasite within you. You don't have to. Continue to be your best vegan self for my vegans out there. And yeah, I just wanted to leave out this message. Anyways, peace, love, and light. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you.